Hello and welcome to the Sleeping Camel Hotel in Bamako, Mali, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. I hope you enjoy this video. You'll see the footage take me and the bike through Spain, Mauritania, Morocco, Senegal and Mali. Not in that order, but anyway, I hope you enjoy it. So you can see here, I'm actually at a bull ring, or not quite a bull ring, but there was a bullfighting event going on in southern Spain. And what can you do in that situation but stop and have a quick look? In this footage, taken from southern Spain, I'm riding with my friend Jay, who's got the same bike as I do. He's also a big fan, and he actually recorded me riding too, but unfortunately the footage was lost. Excuse the lack of safety gear, I was just popping out to the shops and I happened to see the rock of Gibraltar rising up out of the mist. Thought it was absolutely fantastic, and little did I know I was going to spend a great time wandering around it, having a personal guided tour by Ray, who knew the intricate history inside and out. It really was a fantastic time. Crossing from Algeciras to Tangier in Morocco felt like entering an absolutely different world. There were people climbing over the barriers. When I got out, I was nearly in trouble with the police. I got stopped because I didn't write up my visa properly. It was a pretty stressful way to enter Africa. But what a place, what a place. It was tons of fun just to ride around and soak in the views. I didn't include the footage of a lot of that because, to be honest, it just looks really boring. But I was absolutely awestruck by the amount of fantastic red flags that were flying everywhere. It's a nation that's really proud of its colours, and that was lovely to see. There was also quite a large variety of terrain here in Morocco. The first day took me from the coast to high up in the Atlas Mountains, which are utterly stunning. These fantastic rolling peaks with little tarmac twisties running in between them. The whole place is covered in trees, and there's cows, goats, horses, you name it, everywhere. Later on though, where water becomes a bit more of a precious commodity, there's lots of dams and reservoirs, and as you can see me here struggling to get my GoPro on, that's an example of one of them. The roads here in Morocco were absolutely fantastic, and the drivers were completely polite, often better than they were in the UK. However, it did get very tiring to be on the roads because it was actually very windy a lot of the time, especially following the Atlantic down. You can see the trees are bending over, and I was nearly swept off the bike a couple of times. Just means you have to slow down, but it does get tiring after a while. However, dealing with the wind is absolutely worth it. The road, which goes down the entire length of the coast of Morocco through the Sahara Desert, follows the Atlantic Ocean on its right hand side, and it is unbelievable. Some of the pictures and views are just absolutely jaw-dropping. Seeing people fishing from the Sahara Desert down a 30-foot cliff into Morocco to bring up the most beautiful fish I've ever seen. It wasn't something I expected, but I'm really glad I saw it. And aside from the loneliness of the roads, the towns which we found along them were absolutely bustling. It was fantastic. The amount of people, the smells, the sights, I didn't get to go to Marrakesh, but even the little shacks on the side of the roads just give you a flavour of what people in the country really are like. You can see it's absolutely mental, people wandering everywhere, and it only got crazier the further down south you went. However, the further south you went, the less common the roadsides became. As you can see, I got a little bit lost here, wandering through someone's backyard. I knew it wasn't the main road, I'm not that dumb. However, it was a bit of a surprise to me to see me come out here. No one came out to stop me though, so it was actually quite a pleasant experience, and the first time riding on dirt roads on the bike. The bike actually dealt with terrain surprisingly well. As long as you take it a little bit slow and remember that it's a road bike rather than one of these big ADV or dirt bikes, then it's completely fine. However, when I did get back to tarmac, oh boy, I was pleased. As soon as I get into the Sahara Desert, it starts raining. Amazing, amazing. So despite the rain, the truck still had some crazy behaviour here. Overtaking on a solid white line, up a hill, around a corner is not an uncommon thing, and this is actually one of the better examples. Oh well, let's get to riding. And here is the policeman's dog. Still don't know his name, but all he really wanted was a cuddle. Roadworks were common in Morocco, and it was common to take a detour straight into the desert, which could actually add miles onto the trip. This wasn't really a problem, as you can see. The detours were usually okay, but sometimes it was just really deep sand, and that caused a big problem for the bike. Unfortunately, less common was petrol. Tips for riding across the Sahara. Take a diesel. Diesel bike, that's what you need. Onward! Into the Tropic of Cancer! I'm in the Sahara at the moment. It's still a bit windy, I hope you can hear me alright. And as you can see, hope you can see anyway, that is the sign for the Tropic of Cancer. Sadly, I don't have any stickers with me. I'll lend some dirty as well. That was just dirty with like finger grime. But yeah, made it to the Tropic of Cancer. Mondo's here with me, looking a little bit flat. Hello! And yeah, to be honest, there's not much going on here. I was expecting trumpets and a fanfare and stuff. And you can see it's just desert. Desert, desert, desert. Everywhere. And a nice long road as well. Yeah. Oh yeah! Remember what I said about the sand being a problem a little bit earlier? Yeah, this is an example of exactly that. Further up ahead, a truck full of tomatoes had driven off the road and all the traffic was completely jammed, so I figured that I would probably be okay to drive off the road the same way the car's been doing. As you can see, this did not go to plan. So this was my first time dealing with deep sand, and as you can see, I did not have a clue what I was doing. Fortunately, there's some friendly Moroccan guys to come and help me out, and yeah, without them I'd probably still be there. Fortunately, I'd have a lot of tomatoes to eat, but tomatoes can't save the day all the time. Notes to self: don't get stuck in sand, take people's advice on not getting stuck in sand, and don't accidentally film policemen. They don't like it. Burnt out wrecks was a common sight in the Sahara. I guess people must have just fallen asleep at the wheel, or I don't know, just gotten out of the car while it was moving or something, but these were really everywhere.
I'm coming to the end of the Sahara. The sand is no longer biting my face, and the temperature has dropped. Traffic has increased. As you can see, the terrain has turned into this kind of less lunar landscape and more just, I guess it's turning into savanna, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of not Kansas anymore. I'm excited to be out anyway, see some greenery, see some grass. Camels and dunes are nice and everything, but enough's enough. On to Nook shots. Wow, look at this!
Oh, hello. Yeah, I don't know why I'm here either. Sorry,
That footage was taken at the National Reserve, just north of the border crossing of Diama between Mauritania and Senegal. And this is what the roads around St. Louis look like, south of the border crossing, in Senegal. As you can see, the kids are all really, really friendly, and these guys were a little bit resistant, but everyone else just wants a wave, honest. Cows are also absolutely everywhere, and you have to be very careful when driving on the roads around there. If their heads are down, you're safe and they're eating, but if they're up, just stop or slow down because they're gonna walk into the way. A little bit further on, between Tambacounda and Kay, the road got pretty bad, and this was hard going. It took me about 4 hours to go 100 miles, so 25 miles an hour, or 40 kilometers an hour. It was slow going, tough going, and the temperature was about 35 degrees too. Not great for us Brits. Good morning. In this part of the video that you're looking at now, I would much have preferred to have provided footage of me driving from Tambacounda to Kays in Senegal and Mali, but unfortunately I lost it. So I'm gonna have to provide something else. Like the SD card wiped itself. It was quite annoying, but
doing the best I can do to get around that. So you're joining me here in the Sleeping Camel in Bamako and Mali, and it is now 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just cannibalizing a bike to make mine better. So let me show you this. So this is an old V-Strom motorcycle which has been left here for 7 years. The owner was a guy from the US who fled the country during a coup, and I really needed some parts. You can see it's looking a little bit bare now. It's missing a brake caliper, which is there. So yeah, meanwhile I needed some parts. So we've been breaking it apart and sticking it on my bike here. You can see it's looking really nice and clean at the moment. There's the toolkit. You can see there the Acerbis handguards which we took off it. And yeah, so that's the job for today, and then head off to Ouagadougou tomorrow. I'm just going to show you the little pile of bits that we've got so far. Quite an incredible selection. So here, hiding under this rag, which is actually Mum's bed sheet. Thanks, Mum. You can see we've got 2 tyres which both fit. This one's a little bit worn and it's knobbly. I wouldn't want knobbly with the road front, so I'm going to sell this one. Keep this one. Plenty of wear. You can see it's got the top box rack, which we're gonna have to bastardize some other bits of the V-Strom to get that to fit, but we can do that. Spare brake caliper, bits of frame, new dirt foot pegs. So yeah, exciting. So me and Brian are going to get to that and update you when we're a bit further on. Progress report on the bike. So it's now been about 5 or 6 hours that I've been working on it, and quite tired now, looking for some lunch. It's 2:45, so about time. And yeah, here's what we've done. So first off, we made this nice new shiny back rack, which is another place for me to put the Italian army bag, which usually sits here on the seat. This means I've just got somewhere else to put it. This isn't weight bearing yet, it's not finished. You can see it's just cable tied for the moment until I can find a garage to finish that off, put some new braces on. But this is load bearing and it's like bolted right into the frame, so quite pleased with that, and repurposed from something that just wasn't being used at all. Unfortunately, couldn't replace like the handguards. There's some really nice handguards on that bike, but it's just like it wasn't going to happen, so left those on. Same as the foot pegs, but I did get some new bolts. Replaced some of the temporary cable ties which were being used, which is always nice. And I've also got a spare brake caliper now, because my front brake was seizing and I don't trust the mechanic who fixed it. So I've got a spare. It's like pretty much exactly the same, and yeah, so I'll just take that with me now. Hopefully we won't have to use it. May even sell it. It's probably worth, I don't know, 5.5p. But yeah, there's that. Last thing, unfortunately, while doing the upgrades to the bike, I found that I somehow got a puncture in the rear tyre. Bit of a suspicious one, because the bolt was like that long, and it had like one sharpened end, and it was right in the middle of the tyre. So it looked like someone had tapped it in. I'm a little bit cynical. Sometimes dodgy mechanics can do that, because then you take the bike to get the tyre repaired there. But I'm not falling for that. So I've got my own tyre repair kit, which is what I've been using to fix all that now, with the CO2 cartridges to fill it back up and the hand pump. It's taking forever. But you can see here was the puncture, which is now repaired. Right in the centre of the tyre. I left it for about an hour before I started filling it up, and it seems to be okay now. Yeah, just need to fill it up. But yeah, there we go. Was there anything else? No, I don't think so. We'll see. I need some lunch. There might be something else. There was something else. Mondo's got a new home. Rather than being on the back there, which is now under there, where he was just falling over all the time, being really unhappy. Now we get to keep each other company, which is quite nice. So you'll be looking at him all day long. And that's it, I believe. All the updates done. I'm now planning on eating some lunch, still haven't, It's 2 hours since I filmed the last section. I'm now properly hungry. Yeah, so I actually got gifted a spare tyre as well, so that's gonna perfect. That's how it's gonna be. So yeah, got the spare tyre for when this rear tyre runs out, which may be sooner now that it's got a hole in it. We'll see. But basically tomorrow I'm planning on heading out of Mali to Burkina Faso. There's a southern route to Ouagadougou, I think so you say it, Ouagadougou, via a town called Bobo Dioulasso, and that's meant to be very pretty. So I'll go that way. Visas are sorted for the moment. Apart from the Benin visa, I should be okay until I get to the Congos actually, so good to go. Really good to go, and looking forward to being on the road. I think I've been here for 5 days, had a great time, but it's been slow progress over the last couple of weeks. It'll be nice to just keep the wheels turning, you know? But anyway, I wouldn't go for burger. I mean, rice and fish, or a burger. I'm gonna have a burger. Yeah, look after yourselves, keep adventuring, and catch up with you soon. Remember to check out the Facebook page, the blog, and everything else that I've got going up on there. Mainly the Facebook page is kind of the central hub where I keep everything else. Oh, it's loud. Anyway, speak to you soon.